Russia-Ukraine conflict. Ukraine today, an autonomous and sovereign country once, was part of the Soviet Union and later got independence after the disintegration of the Soviet Union in 1991. However, Putin still wants Russian influence in formulation of Ukrainian foreign policies and interferes in its decision-making process while it's not acceptable at any cost for Ukrainians' nation. It's the 20th century. Every sovereign state has the right to take decisions according to the interest of his people, while Putin still thinks like an ancient emperor to impose its decisions on Ukraine because it was once part of the Soviet Union. Why does Putin want Ukraine? There are many reasons for Russia to maintain its influence on Ukraine. The most important reason is Ukraine's geography, which share a long border with Russia. The second most important reason is the Crimea, which is located in the Black Sea, due to its various geostrategical importance, which has access to Mediterranean Sea, Balkan, and Middle Eastern countries. In 2014, the Ukrainian government was going to sign a deal with European Union, but Putin convinced the Ukrainian president and offered him an attractive package to cancel the deal with European Union. The former Ukrainian president accepted Putin's offers and canceled its engagement with West, but Ukraine public opposed the government decisions and took to the streets against government for its deal with Putin. The public demonstrations and anger compelled the president to step down, and the protesters was supported by West. While Russia, observing the situation very deeply, and took the advantages of political chaos in Ukraine and deployed its forces in Crimea and annexed it. The new government, led by Zelensky, has the mandate of 70% Ukrainians, enhanced its engagement with West. Ukraine was already warned by Putin to not interact with Western countries, particularly with the Western military alliance NATO, which Russia considers a security threat for it. Despite the Russian concern for NATO, Zelensky increased its interactions with NATO and finally decided to be a part of Western's largest military alliance NATO. Russia reacted promptly and invaded Ukraine to teach Zelensky a lesson for its decision against Russian interests. As compared to Russian military, Ukraine doesn't have the potentials and capabilities to compete with it, as Ukraine is still not properly a member of NATO and NATO have no rights to directly get involved in a military confrontation with Russia, while NATO and West supported Ukraine in terms of advanced war equipment and military aids. It has been more than 2.5 years both countries are engaged in a direct military conflict. Ukraine is basically diverse in terms of culture and language. The eastern part of Ukraine is dominated by Russian culture and language, which offers advantages to Russia.